Okay, good morning. Welcome back to my page. For anybody new here, I am Lindsay from mycreativedays.com. You can find me on all the channels here, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, all the places. But today I came on to share the easiest project, another easy project. So the other day I was sharing how to make jadeite ornaments. I found the perfect color you need. It's a super easy project. I would love to see it if you've made them. And today I'm going to share something else. So, have you seen velvet ornaments? They are stunning. I love the colors. They're usually like a deep color, and they're usually not cheap. So, I wanted to figure out a way to do them. So there's tons of ways out there that you can do them where you're buying like embossing powder you can do it with. There's actually a kit that, it's not called like a velvet kit, but there's a kit where you can buy this stuff where you can sprinkle ornaments and then let them dry. And it looks like a process. It's not inexpensive. It's something that I would never use on anything else. So I'm like, there's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. So I think I found the way. So if you check back, you can see a reel that I posted that has this, and you can kind of see them done, but I'm going to show you how I did them. So when I was at Dollar Tree looking for some things, I found the ornaments that I want to do with the jadeite ornaments. I found some other ornaments, same type of thing. You have 15 ornaments. $1.25. And this is the plain ornaments I was talking about the other day that just don't kind of, for like the jadeite ones, I just felt like they just were like kind of not really great. So I have them right here so I can show you. So I just liked the ones that had more of a design. I just thought they looked better. But anyway, inside these ornaments, so you've got the plain ones, and then there were other ones in here. And I've kind of mixed up the batch. There's different sizes at Dollar Tree that you can find. Again, you can find these in your thrift stores. I see them all the time, bags of them. So you can check there as well. But I'm talking about the ornaments that kind of have this, like glitter. Does it say on here? No, it doesn't. They're like glittered, but they have that real fine texture. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like these kinds of ornaments. Let me move or like these. These are just going to take a lot more paint to cover up. Fine. But these kind of ornaments. Now, I tried it with, I'm like, well, they kind of look like styrofoam balls. So let me try it with those too. You do not get the same look with styrofoam balls. So those don't work for this because styrofoam balls have more of a, not holes, but do you know what I mean? When you cover them with paint, they're not solid, if that makes sense. It's kind of like the paint goes into the creases and it's just not the same thing. I just thought I'd try it to see if I could get the same look but sometimes styrofoam is not that cheap. So anyway, let's get to it. So you need these ornaments in order to do this project. So you definitely, maybe you have some on hand, and these are just the plastic cheap ornaments. I'm just going to do these white ones because it will not take as long here. But this is what I thought I'd share this too. This velvet, it's just so pretty. Here is a deeper green, which is what I'm kind of going for today. I just love the look of it. It just looks pretty. I made kind of a basket with the velvet ribbon kind of in it. But it's just so pretty. And so you can find, there's some, check in your thrift stores. I was just there the other day and look at these colors. These were in a bag. I just love the look. It's just a rich look. And so that's kind of the look we're going for with these. And I found these at Home Goods. TJ Maxx probably has them as well. Get them now. They're cheaper than buying them on Amazon because I've been looking, and you get this wood. I would just take this sticker off. These are Martha Stewart, but this wood thing with them too. So you can always reuse that or if you used all of that. Okay, let's get to it. So Again, you're gonna use, I linked all the supplies in the description of this video so you can find everything there. Again, just like with the jadeite ornaments, I took my tops off first and I rub and buff them. Again, you can, if you like the gold or the silver or whatever ornaments you're using, use that. You don't have to rub and buff them. That's just an extra step. These Dollar Tree ornaments, I just wanted to make them look more, here, let me show you. You see the difference, the color? I just wanted to make them look a little bit more aged or, you know, and older. So instead of that kind of bright gold. So what you're gonna do is you can use wood skewers, the same thing that I shared the other day, but I love these little kids, thank you, Gabrielle, you know, cheap paintbrushes. Some of her paintbrushes are not cheap and I do not use those, but they're just thicker than a skewer, so they hold your ornament better when you're painting. They don't fly all around. I want to put actually a thicker one on that one. There we go. So then they're not spinning the whole time you're trying to paint. Wear paint clothes. I don't have them on. You'd think I'd learn, but I don't. So I like green. That's my favorite color. And I showed you kind of this dark velvet green color. And that's kind of what I'm going for with this color I chose. Black would be really pretty. You know, find some velvet colors you love. Like these taupes and stuff would be super pretty. The thing with these is that you have to put on the paint pretty thick. So because, especially if they're glittered, and most of these are going to be, you want to cover that glitter. So I'm using, for the green, I forgot this the other day. I have a pile of green paints. For both the jadeite and this, I just grabbed a ton of green colors. And I found I liked this color the best for that deep green, and it's Campground. Again, it's linked up above in the description. But all you're gonna do is, okay, let me get you guys kind of down here, because when I say thick, I mean thicker than I would ever tell you to normally paint like a piece of furniture or anything. Let me just kind of move some of this stuff here so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So you want to, so you see, like, you definitely want this kind of thick. And so you're just gonna obviously paint these. Now, when I did it with the styrofoam ball, if you've ever painted styrofoam, you know what I'm talking about. It just kind of, you couldn't even really see the color. It just kind of soaks into all those holes. But with these ornaments, these kind of glittered ornaments, the texture is what you're looking for. So when I was kind of researching, how can there's got to be a better way to do velvet ornaments. All it was about the texture. So I was thinking, how can I get that texture with maybe something you have on hand? If you were to glitter like regular ornaments, I think you just run into a huge mess. I mean, unless you can come up with a different idea, this has been, and these are so inexpensive, you have to get these ornaments because it's very, from a distance, and don't judge the color right now because this color deepens and I'll show you kind of what I mean. From a distance and in person, I was trying to photograph these for the blog post that I linked above. And it was kind of, I was trying to get the best angle. So in person, they look so much better than they photograph. And they really do look like the real deal. So you can see how kind of thick I have it on there. Obviously, you don't want to have like any drips or anything. So you want to get rid of any of those because you want these to be a smooth, velvet, right? Velvet is really smooth. You don't want to have any drips or lines in your paint kind of thing. And with the styrofoam balls, I felt like, it soaks up the paint more than this does, if that makes sense. So the paint does kind of stick on there, but you will find as they're drying, especially like the glittered, like most of these are going to be kind of glittered, you'll see it popping through. So you do need to add a few coats of this. So again, another great project. Turn on your favorite Christmas movie. I need to turn on You've Got Mail. I love that. I love that movie so much, and I haven't seen it yet this year. It's kind of a fall Christmassy movie. Anyway, it's just a good project to do, watching your favorite movie, or the Hallmark Channel if you're into that. So what I did again is pretty thick, and you can kind of see right there that it's not really thick there. Just saw that through. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe that was just the sunshine. So you're gonna put it on pretty thick, move it around, and then you're gonna let it dry. So again, I have the floral frog here. Don't do this with any fancy paintbrushes because you don't want to ruin your bristles, but actually this long paintbrush doesn't want to sit in there, so I'll just move this over, and then I just use these little, let it sit, make sure it's not dripping because you don't want to come back and see. I mean, I'm sure you could just kind of pick it off and start over, but so let it dry, and you think it's like perfectly covered, and then as you can see here, that was the same thickness that I just did that one. You'll notice that you're gonna have to do another coat. So again, go in thick, and do you see the color difference? Oh, I shouldn't have. Like this looks more like it's a bright kind of green. Once this color dries, it's so good. It's so good. It's that color of that dark, rich green velvet. So I'm just doing a second coat, and I will show you, and it's not gonna be, you won't be able to see it on camera, but I have them sitting over here. I grabbed them from the basket I had them in and just put them in this dish of jadeite ornaments. But I just, again, you can add ornament, hooks, put them in a tree or whatever. I just put the tops back on, and then I set them in, I was putting like this basket together. So that's what I did with them. And you'll see in the link above what I mean. Okay, again, I'm doing this thick. So literally, I was thinking about this when I was posting it. This is, okay, so $1.25, and you have, I might have found a tube. When I bought these, I was like, this might work. Oh my gosh, I think I figured it out. So I didn't buy like a ton. I've already done a lot, but for $1.25, so let's say under $5, you can have a ton of velvet ornaments. And it's something that you could use again, meaning you're not having to buy that powder stuff. I can't think of what the name is. I know that embossing powder, maybe you have that on hand. That was one of the ways that you could do it, but like I don't have that. And it was like, for an embossing powder, it was this small, and I want to say it was $7.99 or maybe $6.99. And I'm like, well, I can get 2 ornaments done with that. I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So again, you're just going to let them sit. You may add another coat, but so do you see? They look just like this, and you can see on some of them, let me see. Like on, I don't know if you'll be able to see here in the camera, some of the glitter, like there's just specks of it. So you could definitely go in again and, repaint them, but they look like the velvet ornaments without having to buy expensive powder or the, I cannot think of the name of the other thing. You can look it up and Google it and you'll definitely find it, that you won't use probably again. And I don't know how many you'll get out of it, but these were all out of, you can see the different sizes I have here. Once they dry and I'm all done, I just put the tops back on. Again, you can add, you could add like a velvet ribbon to the top of these. You could add, I have gold ribbon over here, which I thought would be super pretty. Right now, check your thrift stores. There's just bags of ribbon. So like a pretty gold, just to add to the richness of the velvet ornament. But anyway, I grabbed a couple of these. I want to say maybe I grabbed 3 different tubes of ornaments because I was doing the jadeite and the velvet, so I needed kind of different ones. But I mean, for $1.25. And it was these. And I wonder if these were a different color. They must have been silver and something else. But these, you know, you'll definitely see some of that silver pop out. So it's just going to take a couple extra coats of paint. Just be thick about it. Just be thick. But look at the color difference. This is the same color. So don't judge this color as it's wet, because it dries to like the best, like dark velvety green color. Another thing I should tell you is you definitely want a matte paint. I didn't say that, and I should have said that. You want your paint to be a matte color. Let me see. Yes. So like this black is matte because you don't want any sheen to it, right? You're trying to get the look of velvet, which has no, you know, it's just like this rich kind of smooth color, but yet has kind of a texture. You guys, I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. Go to your Dollar Tree, go to your thrift stores, open your ornaments. You may have these on hand. This gives you the texture of velvet once it's painted, and you know, for you know, you can pick up a 47 cents, it's usually 97 cents depending on what color or brand, paint. And I'm doing an advent calendar. I'm using some of this color. I used it on the velvet ornaments. I mean, and it still feels full. So it's, you know, definitely something that you'll use on other projects as well. Okay, do you have any questions? Is this a project that you would try? I always like to ask that. Let me just do another one. I'm seeing people are just popping on. So we're making velvet ornaments the easiest way possible. So these are Dollar Tree ornaments. They come in a tube of 15-ish because they're kind of separated by different designs and stuff, but you want ornaments that look like this. So like I said, you may have these on hand, you know, that have this kind of, they're not styrofoam balls. That will not work. But they're just kind of got that glittered, that one's not thick enough, kind of glittered texture. That's what you're looking for because that's going to give you the velvet look. Here, and it kind of does, you can see it here on the camera. It looks just like velvet ornaments. These would be amazing, like really big ones. They didn't have any at Dollar Tree when I was there, but I see them at the thrift store all the time. But hanging in the tree. So what you're going to do is you want to think of like your favorite velvet paint colors. You know, I'm always choosing green, just because that's my favorite color. But, I mean, velvet comes in all kinds of colors. I was sharing earlier, you know, of course I chose like all the green ones, but this was kind of the color I was going for. And this paint color definitely gives it to you. You want to go in with a thick layer of paint. You definitely could do a ton of thinner layers, but just go on thick. You don't want it dripping or anything, obviously, but just be a little more thick than you think you should be. And it will take a couple of coats, especially like these white ones, will take less than the silver ones right here. But it'll take a couple of coats. These are the projects that it's like I'm doing computer work and then I come over and put a layer on. Then I go back to the computer and then I come back and put another layer on. So it's just one of those projects. Okay, I went a little bit heavy there, so I'm trying to get the excess off here because you just don't want those lines or, you know, thick drips of the paint. And so I did take my, the tops off the Dollar Tree ornaments. Obviously that's how I'm holding this, but I wanted to rub and buff them. So I did share that too earlier. So I did just rub and buff the tops just to give them more of a brassy kind of antique gold look instead of the bright gold that they come with. You don't have to do that. You definitely don't have to do that. That's just an added step. You could spray paint the tops too, but the rub and buffs here, it's easy. So then you just let them dry, and I would put a second coat on these other ones, but they're not dry yet. let it dry, and then you're gonna come back in and put another coat on them. And maybe 3, depending on what color you're covering up and if you can still see kind of the glitter popping through. That's the thing with the glitter you'll see pop through on these, but with the styrofoam, it was like it just soaked it up so much it just didn't work. And so then you'll come away with velvet looking ornaments. So I would love to know if you guys would try this. I would love to see them if you try this. Different colors you found, or like the paint colors that you found that looked really good. I would love to see them. So post a photo, tag me so I can see them. I'm just going to see if there are any other questions. Do you have any other questions? Are you decorating for Christmas yet? Sometimes I ask that too early. Yeah. Good morning. I like how you do not overcomplicate things, because there's no reason to. I mean, you could definitely buy all these powders and then get your glue out and wait for the glue to set and make sure that the powder is just right. I just try to figure out, I've always been like this, thanks to my mom. I think she's here. Figure out a way to get it without having to spend a ton of money, or there's got to be a simpler way, right? And so that's always my goal. So that's why... and I was so excited. It took me a while. I was thinking for about a week, I'm like, there has got to be a way. There has got to be a way. And I'm like, well, maybe I just have to buy the powder. And then when I was at Michael's and I was actually looking at the embossing powder, and the other kit, it's on Amazon. I can't remember how much it was. Was it $18 maybe? Nothing I would ever use again. But the embossing powder was so little for like $8. I would have to buy, 4 of them to get a good bunch going. And I'm thinking $32 at that point. I don't want velvet ornaments. And so I was at Dollar Tree looking for the jadeite, ornaments. And then I'm like, oh my goodness. Because the thing was, I needed to get the texture, like to make it look like velvet. And so when I brought them home and got these done, and it definitely matters. Okay, so Diane, I shared this project the other day. So this is a different project. So that is all, go back and you'll find my live from the other day. I put the velvet ones in here too, because I was showing you guys, I actually had them in a basket. So today I'm sharing the velvet ornaments, and I linked everything in the colors that I used. Everything is in the posts that I linked in both videos. So you'll find all the information there. You definitely, number one, so these are the things you have to have. You have to have these ornaments, the glittered, these kind of textured ornaments. That's what works for this process. You also have to have matte paint. Do not get like a high gloss or a like a glossy paint, because you want them to, dry matte so that they look like velvet, right? So the matte paint is going to work like that. I think the deeper the colors you use, the better. So a dark purple, dark browns, the dark green, black would even be pretty. So kind of think of those colors. And I mean, there's so many colors out there, and you can mix paint colors and get your own. Gail, I would love to see them if you do. Too early for you to decorate. Yes, I have not decorated yet. I've brought some things out, but I haven't like decorated yet. And then I see everybody's decorating, and then you feel, did you paint the Hadith ornament? I don't know which all of these ornaments that you see here have been painted. They're all Dollar Tree ornaments, plastic ornaments. This is just a project I did the other day that it's here on the page. Just go back a couple days and you'll see the live for that. And the link, and the link for the color I used for this, I put the gingham ribbon on these. Again, I wasn't sharing that. I shared this project already. I just put all the velvet ornaments in here just because I needed a bowl. I needed something to carry them all in here so I could show you. So that's why I put them in here. So, but yes, this project has been shared on the blog. It's on the blog right now. You'll see it on the main page. But I did do them live here as well on Facebook. So you can just scroll back and you'll find that. So does anybody have any other questions? If you try these, please, I would love to see them. If you love these easy projects, please share this video. I want to reach as many people as possible. You can have these pretty things in your home and you don't have to spend a lot of money and you don't have to have crazy skills to get them. So the more that these videos get out and get shared, the more people I can share this with. So I appreciate you all when you do share. So I will be back with more easy ideas. I just feel, I don't know. I'm just feeling it a little bit this year. So I will be back on here soon to share. If there's something you need help with or a project you need help with, reach out. I always love to hear from you. But if you do this, tag me because I would love to see them. So, okay, guys, have a great rest of your day. And I will be back on here hopefully sooner than later.